Welcome to Mika Model College online tutorial. We hope at the end of this lesson, you will have acquired the expected learning outcome. Sit down and listen attentively as we introduce your subject teacher.
Hello students, my name is Obansa Ozobe Michael, your account teacher. Today we are going to be discussing a topic in accounting, the principle and practice of double entry. Principle and practice of double entry. You understand that in a law court, when you get there, when you get to a law court, you will see a sign, a symbol there that shows equality, and that is what the principle of double entry is all about. The principle states that for every debit entry, there must be a corresponding credit entry, and vice versa. In other words, for every credit entry, there must be a corresponding debit entry. That is what the principle is all about. It implies that whatever you are doing to the credit side of an account should also be done to the debit side of an account. As you have two parties that are involved in all transactions, whatever you do to the first party should as well apply to the next party. That is what the principle is all about. This principle operates on the basis that every financial transaction must have two aspects. Every financial transaction must have two aspects, which is the receiver, that is the receiving aspect, the receiving side, and the giver, which is the giving side. Now, in all transactions, you have someone that will be receiving and you have the one that will be giving. These two parties, equality should be done to them. That is what the double entry principle is all about. Now, let us see summary of the principle. Now, the two parties that are involved are the receiver and the giver. The receiver, the receiving account. The giver is also the giving account. Now, there are rules that govern the double entry principle. Why applying the double entry principle? The following rules apply. Identify the parties involved, i.e. the giver and the receiver. In all transactions, you agree with me that there is someone giving and there is another party receiving. You need to first of all identify these two parties, differentiate them from the other so that you can start posting. Now, the second rule that applies is that credit the giver. That is, the giving side should be credited, while the other rule that applies is that the debit side should be, the receiver should be debited, rather. The receiver should be debited. The first rule, you identify the parties involved. The second is to credit the giver. That is, the party giving out, parting away with resources should be what? Credited. Then debit the receiver. Now, let us take a look at an illustration that will help us. We will apply the rule and we will see how it works. The first illustration we have on the board is Mr. Sani started business with cash, 5,000 naira. Mr. Sani started business with cash, 5,000 naira. Now, what is the effect of this transaction? The effect is that there is an increase in capital. Look at it. Mr. Sani started business with cash. There is an increment in what? The capital of the business. Now, the capital account is going to be affected. That is, the party involved. The capital account is affected. Now, there will be increase in assets. That is, asset account. And what do we do? What action that is required? The action required here is that we are going to debit capital account, which is the giver, the giving side, and we credit asset account, which is receiving. You see here now that asset is increasing. You get? And it has to be what? Credited. Now, let us see another illustration. Bought motor vehicle, 2,000 naira, 200,000 naira paying by check. Look at this transaction now. Payment is not done by cash, it is done by check. It means that bank is involved here. Before you can convert the check into cash, you need to go to the bank. Here we will see the effect of this transaction. There will be an increase in assets. You see, increase in what? Asset, because motor vehicle is coming in. Do you get this? Okay. And check is going out. Motor vehicle is coming in to increase the level of assets we have in the business, and check is going out, which can also be termed as what? Cash is going out. That is, the bank account, our bank account is decreasing while our asset account is increasing. That is why we have on the effect, we said increase in asset, that is motor vehicle coming in, and decrease in assets. Increase in assets, motor vehicle coming in, and decrease also in asset. That is, the capital is an asset that is leaving what? The bank. Let us look at the action that is required for that transaction. For that transaction, we are going to debit motor vehicle account, which is the giver. We debit motor vehicle account and we credit the bank account. We credit the bank account. The next is paid 3,000 cash for rent. Look at this, it's different from the previous one that we have explained. The previous one was done having it on check, that is, it affects bank, but this one is done on cash. Paid 3,000 naira cash for rent. Effect, increase in expenditure. You know, of course, that rent is an expenditure. Increase in expenditure, that is rent account, and decrease in asset, that is cash. The two parties involved here, you have the cash and what? The rent. And the effect is that there is an increase in expenditure, that is the rent account, and as well a decrease in asset, which is what? The cash. Now, what action is required? What action do we exact on that transaction? We are going to debit rent account, which is the giver, and we credit cash account, which is what? The receiver. We credit cash account, which is the receiver. Alright, you credit cash account, which is what? The receiver. So these have summarized, all that we have discussed now have summarized to us the double entry principle. The double entry principle, don't forget, we said the principle is all about equality between the two parties involved in all transactions, that is, the receiver and the giver. Whatever action taken to the receiver should as well apply on the giver. And the rule says that for every credit entry, there must be a corresponding debit entry, or vice versa. So please do try and make sure that you subscribe to our channel for more of this wonderful lesson. Thank you.